1949.
It's just with the temperature dropping, everyone's been sleeping. Good evening, Father.
Good evening, Father.
Father Bowden calls up reinforcements in his battle with the devil. Walter Halloran, now retired in Wisconsin, is the only surviving eyewitness. In 1949, he is a young seminarian. His job, restrain Richard during the exorcism.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Basically, all the way through the case, that was about what I did, was hold him. And then sometime, when they'd stop the prayers, I visit with him and talk to him. Before we started the prayers, he had a bottle of holy water that was about this big, and he blessed the boy with the holy water, and then he turned around and put it on the dresser. And then I was kneeling there at the foot of the bed, and all of a sudden this bottle of wisdom crashed into the wall, fell down. And that was the first clue that I had that this was a case of exorcism.
Saw you in hell.
Quoniam Justus Dominus.
Badass ox.
Richard, or the evil spirit in him, curses at the priests. The journal describes it as vile and dirty talk about genitals and masturbation. In 1949, it's shocking, but is it demonic possession or plain mischief?
For Richard to bring up these topics during his possession is just another great way of him sticking his finger in the eye of all those around him. When else can you swear and curse people out without getting in trouble for it by saying that the devil made me do it?
As the ordeal progresses, Richard becomes more and more obscene with Father Bowden.
He asked if I ever thought that the child was faking his condition or his actions. No, I never did. There wasn't anything that he was doing at the time these seizures would take place that would indicate that he was attracting attention or reveling in the attention that he had attracted.
The instructions in the old Roman ritual raise other doubts in Father Bowden's mind. Doubts about himself. Father Fortea, the Spanish exorcist, says he knows what Bowden must have been going through.
I suppose that Father Bowden, at the first time, he was with fear, because when you do an exorcism for the first time, you have the fear that something can happen that you cannot expect. Anything can happen.
From the journal, he fought and kicked and spit so that 3 men could scarcely hold him.
He was complaining that I was hurting him by holding his arms and that sort of thing. So I let go of his arms, and the minute I did that, he whacked me.
Richard seems oblivious. For the family, the ordeal is excruciating. For the priests, it is exhausting. Richard's behavior worsens.
Et omnibus socialis tuis hoc defanilo, accidentribus, ut per mysteria incarnationis passiones.
From the journal, there were 4 or 5 such urinations during the evening.
Sometimes we seem to be making progress, and then other times it was kind of depressing. We obviously weren't making any progress.
Richard's thrashings become more violent every time Bowden invokes the name of God. March 31st. Richard, or perhaps the devil in him, begins to communicate on paper. From the journal, Richard called for a pencil. What he wrote was, "I am the devil himself. In 10 days, I will give a sign." What sign? Bowden doesn't know and isn't going to ask. The Roman ritual contains a strict rule: never engage in conversation with Satan. Bowden makes a decisive move.
Richard, have you ever been baptized?
I can't remember.
Would you like to be baptized again?
Yes, but
Baptism, the first sacrament of Christianity, is itself a form of exorcism. It is usually a joyous occasion. Richard's baptism will be a nightmare.